Aloha, hey, it's Julie Ziemelis, 365 Hawaii, real broker, and today I am with...
Lance Owens with LUVA Real Estate.
And he is going to give you the numbers for October 2024, and we are going to find out what the heck happened. And we were talking about the election a little bit with Travis before we started this, and we're trying to see, did people actually pull back in anticipation for the election? But before we do that...
That's time. When you're talking elections and you're talking politics and real estate, it's time
for a beer. This is the Ola Brew. There we go. And it's Island Lager.
Island Lager.
Yep. And it's
Ola Brew.
It's got a kick. So I was telling Lance, if I say anything inappropriate, kick me under the table.
I'm going to pinch her. Like, if you see me grabbing her ear, that means she's talking politics.
Don't talk about that.
Yeah. Where's that? It's 5.1% ABV.
Yeah. It's kind of got a kick. It does got a kick. There are 2 or 3 things I want to catch you guys with as soon as you get on here. One is the fact that tomorrow, which is Friday, the 15th, for those people who are watching us immediately, there is a public meeting. I am spearheading a public parking issue experience because it does affect Kona, and I do believe that realtors do have a lifestyle obligation to help their community. We've talked about this before. Lance has private property rights in mind. We are looking for solutions that do not...
Politics. We don't talk about it.
So we are looking for solutions that don't trump on business but can help the public good. So if you'd like to come, we're looking for solutions. Come to the West Hawaii Civic Center tomorrow at 5 o'clock. And then also, if you would like to be on the live experience, people there in YouTube land, please go to 365hawaiiliving.com and join the Ohana. If you have not yet purchased a home and you do not have a realtor, join in, because Lance and I sell real estate along with Eric, and we would like to be able to make sure that you understand that doing this every month does take time and effort, and we're doing this as basically a give back to the community to educate you on what's going on with the
we don't even get free beer from Ola.
We don't even get free beer from Ola.
It's just our care for the community.
Yeah.
There.
And I found out today that actually quite a few people in the real estate industry are watching our show, because Lance, he is going to be the president of the Hawaii Association of Realtors, and as you guys know, we've been doing this for 6-7 years.
Yeah, a long time.
Yeah,
long time.
And so it's interesting that we're informing the world on what's happening here in West Hawaii, and so
we try to use black and white numbers. It's not a lot of opinion. It's not. We throw in opinion.
We throw in we talk about hey, well, these are the numbers, and sometimes we throw in what's happening here.
Yeah.
But yesterday I did a video with Amber about the East Hawaii housing market, and I was throwing around some different things, and Eric said, your things, make sure they're factual before you start throwing them around. And one of the things I did say yesterday was that on the cesspool situation, that there was 11,000 cesspools that need to be converted, and then Lance was watching it from afar and was like, that is not right. So tell them the story about that.
I love watching their show too.
He watches it too.
So I know kind of where we're headed, what we're talking about, and make sure that we are on the same page. If we're not, we'll have a discussion beforehand and work through it. So,
right. So there's 49,000.
49,000 cesspools. So basically 2 out of every 3 homes that are sold on the Big Island is on a cesspool. Almost 60% of the homes on the Big Island are on a cesspool.
So there you go. That's the truth.
And I'm going to jump into something else, because we have both recently had a problem. And this is a good lead into that problem, and it has nothing to do with Julie and I. It has to do with our profession. But we always run into problems with mainland lenders, okay? And it's not their fault. It's Hawaii is we're the most isolated place in the world with the population, and they just don't understand. Many of them don't understand tsunami zones. None of them understand lava. I started counting on this finger. None of them understand lava zones. And, there's just these different things. Again, a lot of them don't understand tsunami zones, but really none of them understand lava zones. They don't understand that 2 out of every 3 homes is on a cesspool. That's what led me into this.
Right.
And they don't understand that pipes aren't buried 3 feet underground. I've actually had deals fall apart when the lender found out that the pipe ran above ground from the street to the house. So very common here. If that's going to freak you out, you better know about it now.
Right. And then recently, also with the insurance crisis, I think that's what we're calling it now, crisis, right?
Yeah.
Yes, because it's actually affecting a lot of the condos specifically. And we had a condo that went through 3 different mainland lenders, and it has been dragging on because the mainland lenders don't understand what's going on in Hawaii, and they had this whole hurricane thing about just it's a mess. So I started and I said, you know what, please use one of our local lenders, and they didn't, and so it's just we decided we wanted to bring this to your attention because
we got a list to share with you.
Yeah.
Don't use my.
Yeah,
Cousin
and we
Benny,
don't
you
get
know,
any
and
kickbacks
there's
for
no
doing
kickbacks,
that.
there's
We
no-
want to make sure that you
we
get
get it closed.
professional advice and you guys get a chance to close your loans and close the deal and actually move to Hawaii.
During the multiple offer situation, it was pretty consistent that if you weren't using a local lender, your offer went right to the bottom of the pile because there wasn't time for these mistakes.
Yeah.
You know, we couldn't be 3 or 4 weeks into the closing. And again, this isn't saying nothing bad. There's probably lenders on here wanting to buy, but we have unique situations here that they're not aware of, and it's important to use somebody local.
Right. Right.
So,
yes.
all right.
Okay. With that,
That's
how's
your
PSA?
report? I'm
Okay.
gonna pull it back to the top of the pile.
Okay. So here we go. What's happening with the median price of a single family house in Kona?
Well, I'm going to distract you because I've got it
Okay.
open to the number of homes sold page.
Okay,
So we're
homes
going
sold.
to do that number of homes sold
Okay.
page
It gives you
first.
at least to figure out what the temperature of the housing market is.
So we got a 6% increase in the number of homes sold. So, but remember, this is not going to reflect the election, and I'm not going to jump into that really deep. But
Okay,
people
those
slow
ones
down a
closed.
month or so. Those closed last month. And
So they were in
went into
escrow in September.
45 days
Okay.
ago. So, and even 2 months ago, right? Because we're already halfway into the month of November. So we saw an increase from 30 a year ago to 32 home sales this year. And on condos, we saw 26 a year ago, and we saw 24 this year. So,
Okay.
so we're at 7%, 7.5% decrease in the number of condos sold
Okay.
from a year ago.
But it's 2.
It's 2.
Okay.
It's 2.
So, okay.
End of the day, it's 2. So, interestingly, okay, of the 24 condos that sold, 11 of them sold for cash,
Okay.
0 VA loans, and 3 of them were 1031 exchanges. A lot of you guys come from the mainland, may or may not know 1031s is when you exchange value on property for a property over here. And it's for investors is who does that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. In fact, we did that one. We're just closing tomorrow, in fact, on a 1031
1031,
exchange. So, yeah.
So that's kind of interesting. On the homes, of the 32 that sold, 14 were cash, 2 were VA loans. That's good to see, and 1 was a 1031.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not looking at those numbers, it's not a complete rush to get in here by investors
no big
using
red flag
cash.
to do anything
Okay.
at all. But I actually by accident. One of my reports was, I guess last time I logged out of there, I ran something for 2019, and so I printed that to have. We're gonna have a
something to
little
look back
conversation on that. Yeah.
Okay.
So now we're going to jump into your median home price.
Yeah.
And this, interesting. A year ago, the median home price was $1.237 million, and last month it was $1.1 million. So that's an 11% decrease, or $137,000 decrease in the median home price. So
there's hope for the buyers.
there's hope for the buyer.
Yeah, yeah. In fact, we were just talking to Travis about the Fed, and the Fed said we can't have 9% inflation rate and put the 8% mortgage rate in place this time last year. And now it's getting to the point where it looks like it's actually kind of doing what it needs to do without crashing the market, but it's kind of bringing it down. In fact, we have a house on the market right now for just under $1 million. People have looked at it, but we have no offers. That would have gone off the market pretty quick last time.
Something under $1 million?
Yeah.
Shoot,
Yeah. So I do think that there's still like hesitation in the market.
Yeah.
Going.
Without a doubt. They're waiting for that interest rate and
Yeah.
election.
And
everything
yeah,
else.
the election, and maybe just kind of say, well, maybe if it go down a little bit, maybe it'll go down more.
So median price condos a year ago, 577. Remember, we've been running around that 550 mark for years, and at 617 this last month. So
Wow.
here's what I'm gonna throw in an opinion.
Okay,
So
let's read opinion.
I want to disclose that this is an opinion right
Okay.
now, right?
Okay.
Because I we're boots on the ground and we know what's going on, and we know that what I want to say is the people that are living here full time, working here, living here, and not retired, they're in the workforce, they're that type of thing, are buying in places like Elite Elani. You know, that's if you've been watching us, that's always, there's a lot of them in there. It's a nice clean complex. It does well as far as everything, from the way it's managed to the way you know kept up.
Right.
The
So
tenants,
located.
yeah. So we use that as a
Basis.
a basis point kind of thing. So that's, you're going to hear about this. I won't even give much away because you're going to hear about it next week on your thing. Because Delania
we're going to do an island update, right?
So those have been dropping a little bit in prices. Even though we're showing the median price up here, what is still selling is the unique ones that are oceanfront. And
yeah, those are going for a lot of money.
They're going for a lot of money.
In fact, we have a buyer looking for those, and he keeps going like this. I'm going to buy that, and then boom, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. Oceanfront condos are just going like this.
Kimmy and I set 2 records this year for Kanaloa. We set one at 3, 1.8, and then 1.7, and then 2.0, $2 million. $2 million for oceanfront condo there. So
that means there's money coming in from investors.
There's still money, and they still want what they want. And,
and so these are not the normal schmoes trying to buy a condo.
Normal. So it did have an effect.
Right. So I saw a condo in Lihilani come up today. It was $510,000. Mm-hmm. So that's about kind of where Lihilani is going to
Yeah, that's where it's sitting now. That's kind of the new normal.
Yeah, and there's something there for $479 or whatever the hell. And so schmo housing is still in that 510, but higher end. I heard someone said Surf and Racket today. There was a totally decked out condo, I guess, for 1.2 in Surf and Racket.
That was an oceanfront?
No, it was like one of the higher ones, though. It's like obviously very nice up near the front, probably ocean view, maybe not oceanfront.
Yeah,
I wouldn't get an oceanfront view.
That's a lot.
I mean, oceanfront in Conus, the
I remember about 8 years ago, I couldn't give one of those away for $650.
Oh,
oceanfront.
Wow. Oceanfront.
Oceanfront. We ran it for 6 months and it just wouldn't sell.
Yeah. Well,
and our price was okay. The market was slower, and that's what was happening. Oh, that's going to bring me to my next thing.
Okay, let's hear it.
All right. So we always talk about absorption rate.
Oh, that's a good one.
We always know, real quick, as we get new people every month and other people leaving, 15 to 20% absorption rate is a nice market to be in. 15 to 20%. Below 15 is a seller's market. Above 20 is a
buyer's market.
I did that opposite. I screwed that up again. How can I do it? But
that's
how
enough.
20 years? Oh, give me back that. So above 20 is a seller's market. Okay, that's when it's a seller's market. And below 15 is a buyer's market.
Okay, so where are we at?
I don't remember seeing a buyer's market since 2008, 9, 10, 11.
Really?
12.
Is that bad? Huh?
Yeah. So, but we've been right at the edge of the perfect range. So we are at 21%. So we're just barely into a buyer's market. I can say that barely because we were at 80 and 90% during the pandemic.
Yeah.
That was huge.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never seen anything like that until this. So
that was insane. Yeah.
But when I accidentally pulled up the 2019, we were at 21%.
Oh, so we're almost the same place.
We're exactly the same.
Well, I mean, this feels like a 2019 market right
21.05 is today. 21.28 was in 2019.
There we go.
Okay. Days on market.
Okay.
We feel like days on market are just dragging out. It's getting crazy. There's a lot of days on the market, right?
Right. And I guess if you guys are because we do get sellers. If you guys are thinking about selling, when I got back from my little conference, it says the sellers really want to know how long will it take if I put my house on the market today. How long will it take to sell? And so the days on the market work really well for understanding how sellers know how long is it going to take for that to happen. So what do you got?
And when your agent's talking about pricing, right? It's like, look, we should have had X amount of showings, and we should be in escrow before 2 months.
Right.
If we're not getting showings in a month, we better do
the price is wrong.
Yeah, get in there now and fix it. So, so average days on market's 54 today. That seems like a lot, right?
Yeah, it does. Usually it's like 30 something. Yeah.
So that seems a lot, right?
Right.
So 2019.
Yeah.
85 days.
Ooh.
85 days average on the market. We did a year-long listing contracts then.
Yeah, but get this, there was more inventory on the market back then, right?
Right. You want to know that number?
Yeah.
I'm glad you asked that number.
Just because,
So today there's
my stats wonks.
There's 314 active listings, okay?
Now?
Today.
Okay.
And there's 453 2018.
Okay, so there is an inventory problem.
25% more.
Okay, yeah. So the thing is, again, I think we agree with me on this one. if it's priced right, it
How much you
leaves.
paying me?
Yeah, right. If it's priced right and looks good, it leaves the market pretty quickly right now.
Yeah.
If there's something slightly wrong, it doesn't have a view or whatever the hell, if it's broken, whatever, it's sitting on the market a little bit longer.
Yeah.
And it's waiting for a price decrease.
And a big thing, I'm glad you mentioned that, like if it looks good or if it's right, because a lot of people coming in for the mainland, it's not like you're selling in the mainland where a lot of people want to buy it completely as is, where is, what is, because they don't know vendors here.
Yeah.
They don't know the prices here. They've been watching our house prices, they've been watching insurance prices, so they're afraid to take on something that's going to be a big job.
Well, actually, it's interesting you say that. 2 people have called us recently and said, we are handy. We'll take a foreclosure if you see one. And then there was up in my village. It was so bad that they're like this. No, I can't handle it.
Yeah.
There was only $700,000 for this really big house.
Yeah.
And so be careful, you guys. Just like what Ann said, there's a difference between having a handyman mentality and being your own general contractor on a massive remodel, because the things that happen here, triggering permits, needing permits is going to cause problems. Having to get like nice things ordered and shipped here is very expensive, right? So just know that sometimes getting your that just needs everything. Boy, I can't wait to work on this house.
Well, and we won't mention any names, but we had a client that recently purchased something from us, and they delivered it. It was wrong. They couldn't get back out to do the exchange for a week or two. They're only here for a week. They had to carry this because it wouldn't fit in the rent-a-car. They had to carry something back to the hardware store to exchange it for the right thing. And so, you don't have a ladder truck here, right? There's these things that you don't have. You don't have, your garage isn't full of things you can use. You're going to bed, and I guarantee you, I haven't been in my 40 years, been on in 23 years. Never have I been able to go to one hardware store and get everything I need. It's a minimum of two.
In fact, when Eric and I first got here, and that was back in 2005, we spent most of our weekends going between Home Depot, Lowe's, and HPM. And then you get back, and then all of a sudden that didn't work. And then you're driving 20 minutes to go out and find the thing that you need again. The people knew us because we were showing up all the time to try and renovate our condo. But I will say, you guys, we are closing escrow tomorrow on a home that was a beaten rental. And the people had affordability as their number one priority. So they said, you know what, it's not going to be pretty, and we're going to have to work on it. We're going to work on it over a long period of time. But they got in because they were ready not to do a turnkey yum house. And so there is those opportunities where it needs some help.
Plan for everything.
Yeah, but it didn't need like,
major.
Oh yeah, I mean, this foreclosure that's for sale down in Kona right now, it's going to take probably at least $150,000 to $200,000 to fix this house. And so then if you're going to flip it,
cash, right?
And it's in foreclosure, so of course they want cash. So there's those things. But one thing though too, I do have another guy also who wants a slightly beaten house so he can fix it up enough to sell it for a profit. That could be done in some of these houses. There's some houses that are just deferred maintenance, right? Where they're older, they're like 90s houses, deferred maintenance. You could come in and actually put some updates and things like that and sell it for a profit.
It's just not like the shows you see on the mainland because we have so many people coming here wanting that even those prices are high. I really, when you look at the end of the day, if the market's not going up like it was, if we look at our year to date on the two things, so I mean, residential's up 6% year to date, and condos are up 15% year to date. So, if you bought an oceanfront one and you did a renovation on it, you probably could have came out ahead. Yeah. If you didn't, you're sitting there flat. When you've got 14 choices in like a Ilani, something like that. So,
Yeah. Sometimes it's a crapshoot when you think you're going to be able to turn and flip something.
It is. I always
but if you have
with your eyes wide open. Know that.
And if you have, we also have, we just closed another deal up in Michael Village on a family that totally, he is a general contractor license. Yeah. And he's retired and he wants something big to do. And so he's going to be able to renovate that house. It's great. So it does work for some people to be able to do that kind of stuff. But I just want to give you guys that sometimes people are new to these shows. And when people think that they're going to get everything that they have on the mainland here.
I'm going to give you one more.
It's like it doesn't work that way.
Yeah. And that just made me think of one more thing that I've run into on multiple occasions when I've gone to Home Depot to pick up something knowing that sometimes it's in Hilo, and is it worth the 3-hour round trip? Can I combine it? Actually, 4-hour round trip. Can I combine it with other things I need to do in Hilo? You know, maybe it's worth it. But the problem is the one in Maui sometimes shows just as close as the one in Hilo, and so they won't bring the part into the store because they say I can go to another store nearby.
Oh, they think it's
and pick up the
Maui.
part. And I'm like, you know, I gotta get on an airplane and ship this whole griddle back to Kona with me. I said that's not feasible, and they don't listen to it.
Yeah.
They just,
You know, and have you noticed Amazon has been falling down on the job recently too? Trying to get stuff here, it's been like insane.
Been a
So, and they
nightmare.
lose things, and it's like, yeah. So, okay, what else you got?
what else I have? I think that. Oh, condos.
Yeah,
We
condos.
always ask what the sale price is.
Ooh.
List to original price, median on a condo, 94% of the list to original price.
Condos
for
are 6% on sale.
and homes are 98%.
Okay, 2%. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So there's ways that you can still make deals with sellers
Yep.
on both
Some
sides.
movement.
So
Look at the average at 95, the median at 98, average 95, highest was 102%, lowest was 71. So that one threw us for a loop. The 71 kind of killed us
okay.
on that, and that was combined. Cesspool. We talked about the cesspool just real briefly. I just found out that there is a new cesspool bill being introduced,
Yeah.
and it's going to again push for
Conversion.
moving up the date to 2035 and conversions, and just to give us a what's going on in that, there is 1,004 cesspool sales this year alone.
Okay.
So that would mean those would have to have been converted.
So tell them why that's a deal. People are gonna say, well, why can't you just flip your
Convert it
cess-
into
your
it. It's
cesspool
about
to
it's
septic?
between 30 to 50 grand.
That's right.
Okay. Google cesspool and hitting Evie or Bones. It's a huge thing
Oh,
going
good
on
Lord,
right now
Oahu.
because this just happened a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Where they dug down and they hit some bones. That's not gonna be your everyday thing, but it's going to open up a whole new avenue of you need to get the ground checked before you have to do it. So they're probably going to push the price closer to everything being around the 50 grand to do the conversion. The problem is these huge tanks getting here on container ships to get them here and things like that. It's just there's not enough tanks on the island to do that. So on top of the 1,000 that is out there that's sold year to date, there's another 610 that are either active, contingent, or under contract right now. So that's 1,600, and we're 10 months into the 10 full months in
No.
to
Wow.
the year.
Wow.
And
Yeah, in fact, I've had 2 or 3 buyers say, if I have to convert after I buy this house, can I pass that cost on to the person trying to sell the house? I'm like, I don't think we're there yet.
we're not.
So,
Nope. So that's all I got on the
Okay.
numbers today. Let's go. Do you want to jump into farm buyers?
foreign buyer. Oh, yeah. So, okay, so another thing, too, that we were talking about who's actually buying houses in Hawaii. And some people are like, oh, those damn foreign buyers, they're driving up the prices and taking all of our homes. And then we actually have statistics.
We actually have the numbers. North Kona. Should I just do the whole island? Whole island. Top buyers for Hawaii Island. Number 1 buyer is Hawaii buying Hawaii. 1,104 sales that are Hawaiians or Hawaii residents buying in Hawaii. California comes in a strong second that is 493, so that's almost half. Washington State comes in at 76, and Alaska 37, Texas 36, Oregon 34, Florida 31, Colorado 30, Arizona 30, Nevada 27.
Okay.
Foreign buyers. Canada
Canada.
comes in at 19. Hong Kong comes in at 2. Japan at 1. And New Zealand at 1.
So we're not having
So
foreign
China
buyers.
is not buying up Hawaii.
No, it is not.
It is not buying up
And
Hawaii.
even the old
Neither
Canucks
is
are not
Japan.
really buying up the old island.
Those Hong Kongers are buying up 2 of our parcels.
houses.
And Canadians are buying 19. So kind of interesting.
Yeah. So there we go. So we just want to give you guys kind of a big old fat picture of what the hell's going on around here.
They're not our problem.
No. What our problem is we'd like to see more homes being
We
built.
need more homes being built.
And
Supply and demand.
supply and demand. And you know, we push for smart building, that to put it in a place where there's infrastructure and water and jobs and all that kind of good stuff. And I do think, and I don't know if I told you guys, we did elect a new mayor
Yes.
who is going to say his
We
whole
didn't say
thing
anything
was
about that today.
we didn't.
But you
So-
might have told him before.
no, I have not told them. The new mayor is Kimo Alameda, and he said that if you elect me, I will help West Hawaii. And his managing director lives in Kona.
Where does Alameda live at?
Hilo. Like everybody. But at least he's got his managing director living here, and he says he's going to focus on some of our issues. So parking is one of them, housing, infrastructure, right?
Yes.
So all the
big
things.
problem.
And again, like Lance was saying, that some of the problems that we do have are basically man-made and created in terms of legislation and permitting and all that kind of good stuff. So maybe if there's a way to consistently keep working on streamlining the process, we can get some housing built.
Yes, I hope so, and I hope we can work on this permitting process. We can get common sense back into the permitting process and get it into the actual codes. I think that's the biggest thing, the common sense. We have snow load limits on our roofs here. We've got pitches that are basically were designed because of loads on the roof,
For
and
snow that we don't have.
I don't know anything else that puts a load on a roof than snow, right? I mean, that's what's
A bunch of
pitches.
cookies.
And now there's a whole bunch of homes that have taken away views from other people because they have this huge high pitch where we used to do a flat angled roof here.
Yeah. If you look at the older homes, it's flat. And like our house, it's flat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's flat or very little pitch to it because you don't need a big pitch here.
Right.
So if we can get back to some of that, because the average cost that the government regulations puts into a home on the mainland is about a little over $90,000 in the average cost, and these are national numbers that we get from the National Association of Realtors. I didn't just pull these out of my head. These are, and they say it's closer along the west coast of Hawaii, closer to 200,000 in the regulations that we have in place. So
Yeah.
some of them are good, like I guess the hardy board and things like that for
Yeah.
fire, to stop fires, but some of them are ridiculous,
Yeah, well, we had this one where our entire house has jealousy windows, and if they were, some of the new legislation is that the house basically has to be airtight.
Yeah.
It's like that doesn't
That's
work
not
in Hawaii
Hawaii. That's
because
not
we
Hawaii.
don't we live inside outside with all the homes usually, and besides I think that because I used to actually work in the eco housing experience back in the day, that closed up houses are not healthy houses.
Right. I mean, I can't sleep. I go back to the mainland, and it drives me nuts when I'm in a hotel and I can't open up the window.
Yeah, that can me
Even
too.
though it's 35 degrees outside. I just got back from Boston, and it was 35 degrees outside, and I still wanted to crack a window. I don't want to blown across my whole body, but I have to have movement, and your body can sense it.
Yeah, I was in Vegas and I couldn't open my window for 5 days.
Yeah.
So it's like, So, yeah, when you guys move here too, you'll get to the point where just being outside just becomes part of your soul. And it just, when you get cut off from that. And I
Yeah,
think human beings, when they're cut off from nature and open air, is not a good thing. But they also have proven that if there's anything that's outgassing in the house, and you're not letting air
it's
flow through
crazy.
it, it goes right into you. So, anyway,
mean,
we go off on so many random tangents.
I'm going to just one last note. I mean, because Kimmy and I built a brand new home 5 years ago. We have zero heat and zero air conditioning put into the place. The place is made for ventilation, and
Even when that ventilation is 52 degrees in the morning.
yeah, it's cold.
It's cold.
I live at 1,800 foot elevation, so it's for every 200 feet you go up in elevation, you drop a degree in temperature.
Yep.
So I call it living in the tens. I'm 10 degrees cooler than it is along the coast, and
Probably 20. No, I'm kidding.
no, some days it is at night.
Well, if
late
it's
in the night.
52 at you,
Yeah, you're
it never
70.
really, well, yeah, and also because we used to live in Keho next to the ocean, it really never drops really below like 78
Yeah.
down there. So
Right,
if you, yeah,
yeah.
so it's a 20 degree
Yeah,
difference.
yeah.
So
I
yeah.
can see 20.
So if you really do like the heat and you really do like being warm year round, the ocean is for you. But us here, we're at 700. I got to sleep with a sweatshirt on the other night. It felt very good. Yeah, we're having a cold front right now.
I told my wife, I said, she looked at, it was cold last night.
It was cold last night.
She got up this morning and said, our first year up there, we bought heaters, little plug-in heaters, because we weren't acclimated to that cold weather yet. And she kicked her on accident making the bed this morning.
Oh.
And she's like, why do we even got this thing here? We've become acclimated. We don't need heaters anymore. Get this off your side of the bed. Like, that's, you know, I'm like, I'm not ready to let go of it yet.
Yeah, you know, back in the day when I was working in San Jose, I would keep the space heater underneath my desk and just leave it on all day.
Yeah.
It's so good. That feeling's so good when it's like chilly around. But the amount of energy that thing sucked up was, they actually called us all out and said none of the employees could sit there with their space heaters anymore. But I'm glad that we live in Hawaii.
I got to come clean.
And we don't have it.
I got to come clean.
What?
I bought a pad that goes like this, that fits right under my desk. It goes like this.
Yeah.
Little push button here, and it puts out warmth.
Oh, does it?
It's
but not
as high
air.
as this table, not air. It just puts out warmth.
Uh-huh.
And my mouse pad.
Yeah. Nice and warm.
You're gonna laugh at me. It's a
What?
heated mouse pad.
Oh my God!
But to stop, I gotta tell you guys something, because I got granite. We decided, we lived in a house that was lower elevation, that the office had the same granite that the kitchen and bathrooms had in it.
Yeah.
So I said, I love this. It's so cool, you know. And so we built our house like that, low elevation. Now, I was sitting there. I'm a year or two into living there, and I'm sitting there. And finally, I'm like, Kimmy's my wife, and I'm like, there's something wrong. I'm losing circulation in my right arm.
Because your hands are so
I said,
cold.
and look at this hand's not cold. Touch my hands, you know. And she's like, wow, that one's cold. And she said, you know, it's because you're resting it on the granite to
Which is
hold your
cold.
mouth.
Yeah.
Like, I've been living this life of thinking I'm dying for the last year, and so I bought this heated mouse pad, and my life has changed. All the circulation's back in my hand.
Wow.
So-
Well, when Eric and I were living in South Lake Tahoe for that year, I could barely type. My hands are so cold.
so cold.
Oh,
Yeah.
and it is miserable. It literally, you guys, seriously, between you can't type because your hands are so cold, or you're like, going like this. Oh my God, I'm dying of like freaking like rheumatoid arthritis. That's why you moved to Hawaii, right there, because we have never had that problem when it's like this. Right now, sun's shining, 82 degrees. My friend saw whales out in front of the thing.
Yeah, whale
Don't forget,
sightings already.
We sell real
Travis
estate.
was telling us
Come to
the other
Hawaii.
day, so. Yeah, our commercial time, right?
Yep, and also we've seen snowstorms across America this week.
When I landed in Denver a couple days ago, it was all blanket or dusted in snow. So it was all white.
Yeah,
It
like
was
a
kinda
lot of
cool.
like the
Yeah.
different people are getting snow. And this is usually when we usually say, you know what, look it, we're happy. You should be too. Come by. Okay, so if you guys want to, we are also doing an island-wide update for if you guys are thinking about maybe if you don't want to live in Kona, and after what we say about the housing prices, whatever, we are going to be doing the market update that includes Kahala, Waikoloa Village, East Hawaii, South Hawaii, and Ocean View. So if you're looking for something that's really, inexpensive. And then also Travis is going to come back and do a little bit of a mortgage update. So join us. It's going to be on a Zoom call. So if you want to be live, let me know. I'll give you the link. Otherwise, check for it on YouTube. And also don't forget to subscribe and share this information with people that you know might be moving to Hawaii. And subscribe. We are able to grow our channel and hopefully offer you guys even more stuff, even though we don't get paid for this. I don't even, I'm not gonna lie, but it helps us.
It helps.
But it does help us though if you.
It does.
If you use
You
us
walk
as
through
your
Costco,
realtors.
people all recognize you.
Yeah, he's like a little.
Nobody's bought my cart though. Well, let me pay for your cart. Where you going? No.
I'm still waiting for that drink.
Yeah.
So we'll see you guys next month, and hope you guys have an amazing, happy Thanksgiving and enjoy the first part of the holiday season. And be careful out there on the roads if you're freezing. And don't forget to come to Hawaii. It's a beautiful day. Okay.
Thank you,
Aloha.
guys. Aloha.